we're a week out from Shot 3D event. When this comes out, it may actually already be the Shot 3D event. So what I got to do today is get this Lift 33 ready to shoot. I hadn't shot it over 20 yards and probably since TAC last year, so it's not set up for that. I shot indoor with it a little bit. I really want to take my Mach 33, my PSE Mach 33, but I've got some things I'm waiting on that I'm going to do a video on that are not in yet. So this first one, we're taking the Lift 33. Great bow, not a problem with it. I think it'll do great. Just really digging the Mach 33 right now. So some things we got to do. You know, we got to get a sight tape built. We got to chrono it. We got to get. We got to max it back out to 70 because I think it's down to 62. We've got to get all our measurements from our peep to arrow, peep to sight tape, new sight or new peep to pin. We got to do everything, and then we've got to get it all tested. We need to shoot some long distance shots before like next week, so we got a lot to do. So let's get started. All right, so first thing I'm going to do, I like this UV XLSE scope housing. It's probably my favorite, but it's also very big. So when you're trying to stretch out to 80, 90, 100 yards, that big old scope housing you're catching fletchings on it. It's great for hunting. I love that for hunting. This is probably my favorite sight. So I like the HHA setup better than the UV. It's not worth it to me, and I've always had good luck and really liked the HHA. So great sight, just not what I'm taking to Total Archery Challenge and Shot 3D. Using the dialed Arcsos. This is not the new one. This is the old one. I don't have any complaints about it. I wasn't ever like. I didn't ever complain about it the first time. It did have a little bit, it'd get a little bit of movement and it would get off a little bit. The brake necessarily wouldn't stick if you shot like multiple times at the same distance. But when you're shooting one shot at 50 yards, wasn't a big deal. You just turned it to 50 and shot. And then the next one you were moving it to the next, the next range. So we're gonna be using this, at least for this first one. We'll get this in here and then we'll probably have to adjust it to our peak. So I'm going to start off with 4 ounces in the front and maybe 4 or 5 in the back, and then we can always add some more, especially if it's windy. I may bring some weights with me just to be able to add them, but for right now I don't want to be too heavy to start off. Alright, next up we've got to crank these bad boys down, get them back up to 70 or close to 70. We'll check that once we get it down. One turn. All right, so first thing we're going to check is draw weight, and then we will check timing. All that kind of stuff. $67.5. I guess I could twist the cables up and try to get a little more, but since we're shooting such a light arrow, I don't think we need to worry about that a whole lot. About perfect on timing. Top's just a touch faster, but that's about perfect. All right, so we're going to shoot through paper, see how our tear looks. Once we get our bullet hole, we'll get those measurements on our peep to pin, pin to peep, make sure we are set up for our sight tape. All right, so we're just a little bit tip low. Try it again. That's pretty good. We may be just a hair tip right. Should be an easy, just fraction, not worth a top hat switch, but just bumping the rest over, and I think we'll be set. So we knock-tuned, got a bullet hole. Did not want to have to mess with the top hat, so I might have to eat my words about how I don't need the Lift X, because it'd been a lot easier with the Lift X to adjust this. But Anyway, I don't have the Lift X, so here we are. I'm going to get my measurements for precision cut archery to build a sight tape real quick. So I'll need to write this down. So the two measurements I need are pin to peep and peep to arrow. All right, we're at full draw. We're touching on both of them. Peep alignment looks good. So peep to arrow, the middle of the peep to the middle of the arrow. 3.72, and peep to pin. So I'm going to put this against my pin on my sight. To the middle of the peep is 29.5. I'll make sure to enter all that on Precision Cut Archery. Hit print, and I'll have me a pretty dang close, pretty accurate sight tape. .310. .308. .309. So an average of 309. Alright, it is a whopping 15 degrees out today and snowy and icy, but I don't have any more time, so I've got to get this sight tape on and get sighted in. I'm going to try to get a mark at 50 or 60 today. That's kind of my goal. If I could get my dialed Arxos at 50 or 60 and have that mark set, and then I could put my Precision Cut Archery sight tape over that and have the 50 or 60 be spot on. I think I'll be pretty good at that. So that's what I'm going to try to do today. Hopefully I don't freeze to death in the process. Give me some, do me a favor. It's 15 degrees out. I'm out shooting this bow, dragging cameras out, filming stuff, editing all this. Takes a long time. Hit that like, subscribe. I really appreciate it. It means a ton to me and the channel and getting this stuff out. Thank you. All right, so one thing we didn't do yesterday that I should have done yesterday was make sure everything's nice and level with the sight. I don't really care so much about up and down on my rest anymore because I've got it paper tuned. It's shooting bullet holes. So what I'm looking for is when left and right is level, is left and right level on my sight. And it is, so that's good. That was the main thing I wanted to check, and everything seems to be square and level on my arrow and my string as well. So just one of those things that I should have checked yesterday, but worked out. All right, so we're just going to start here, work our way back, just trying to find a 50 or 60 yard mark. All right, so we're on there. Okay. Perfect. All right, so 40 yards, spot on, 50 on the money. All right. Just perfect, about where I was. All right, so as far as I can get here is 50. I'm going to push that target back and off of the deck area and see if I can get 60, and then I can shoot right through here and get a 60 yard shot. But if I get 60 dialed in, I think I'll be more accurate at 80, 90, 100, 107, stuff like that. So I'm gonna go move that target. Alright, so that was a bigger hassle than I thought it'd be. One of the tips came out in the target. I guess it's so cold that this glue is just not as grippy as it should be, but we got the target moved. Hopefully I can stand over here and get 60 yards. 60, alright. Touch a little right. Those last two shots, I think, are in the yellow, or in the white, I should say. I'm in indoor mode. In the white, good clean breaks, 60 yards. So I think that 60 pin is set. So now I'm gonna go cut that sight tape, and we're gonna get put it on, line 60 up. So definitely slam this one. No surprise it hit left. These are my first two shots, a little low, bumped it up a little bit, and these next two are fletchings are touching in the white. So we'll call that good. Go throw our sight tape on. And that might be the fastest, easiest sight in I've ever done. Alright, so I've got sight tape on. I kind of consider this a temporary sight tape to see if it's going to work, if I'm going to like it. If it's not, then I'll just take it off, print a new one, change some things, double check my arrow speed and all that stuff that can be off. But if it is good, I'll reprint it on that printable tape, sticker tape, like from Walmart, and then I just stick it right on this little void ring or whatever they call it from Dialed, and I don't have to worry about like my tape unpeeling and stuff like that, so that helps a bunch. So I'm just going to check some weird numbers, kind of see what might be off, some close ones like some 47 yarder shots, and just kind of see if I'm off any. All right, so I think we're about 95% set up on the Lift 33 that we're shooting at Total Archery Challenge. I'm probably gonna tinker with some more weight here and there, especially when you get farther out to those 80-yard shots and stuff. Another thing I need to see about is, shooting those 105-yard shots. Do I even have the clearance to get those shots? And if I don't, I'm gonna have to move my peep. So looking at it here, with my arrow going through my knock point, it looks like I'm gonna have plenty of clearance. That's at 105, I believe, right there, so I shouldn't have any issues with that. If I did, I would have to adjust my peep, so don't have to do that. That's nice. So the other thing is just get out and get some more reps, shoot more. 60 yards is the farthest I've shot here recently. I've got to get out and shoot some 80 and some hundreds, and just with the conditions we've got, how bad the weather is, I lost 2 tips into that morel target today with the blue glue and these victories. I've had issues with victory arrows in the past with the glue holding, so I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or what, or if it's a victory deal. But I never have issues with Easton arrows doing that, but for whatever reason, these victories always seem to be a problem for me to do that. So I don't know, but nonetheless, I'm going to go home and order some more of those bushings, get some more arrows built. I'm down to 4 arrows that actually work. So I've got a few more things to do, but we're almost ready for Shot 3D season, tack season. Stick around, we got a lot more stuff going on. We're just getting started. I got a whole nother bow I need to set up. I got more arrows I'm gonna build. So it's we're fixing to go full bore around here with some archery stuff. So I appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe, stick around. Thank you.